Yo, time is 3:55 p.m. Now there's like a 5-minute one that I don't want to upload because it's just loud. The fuck? I like macaroni and cheese when it's done well. That looks so good. Is that like bacon or something? I don't know. She ruined it. What do you mean, what happened to it? She ruined it. Oreo's gotta be one of the most mid fucking biscuits, bro. They're like not that good. They're kinda mid. This is so bad. I'm getting recommended straight garbage, bro. Type of shit young white guys be watching. Type shit they be watching, bro. So cringe. And it doesn't work either. They think it works and it doesn't. Just go to the gym, bro. Just go to the gym. What has going to the gym ever done for anyone, bro? It improves your health slightly, that's it. What a joke. They talk about discipline as if you can't be disciplined in any other regard. It has to be physical. Of course it has to be physical because they're all Philistines. They're all anti-intellectuals. A gym doesn't require you to actually know stuff necessarily. You just go in there and start doing it. You know, like, tiny amount of information, you can get results. Even that, people take roids. People take steroids to cheat it. Like, they don't even do it fairly. Like the equivalent of using AI to write your essays, because you didn't really do it, did you? Like, the other stuff did all the real work. It's almost as bad as that. I ordered some Chinese food. I don't know when I'm gonna eat it though. Look good. Beef chick with Chinese vegetables. I like it. Chinese food's so good, bro. A lot of it's so good. I should enter all these codes. I might win something. Please come home. I think I'm falling. Who do I know? None of these guys. Crazy how there's still new people after all this. Still different people that you haven't seen in, like, basically ever. You don't know. I might have known Sassy Mate before. Ah. Motto putting me under the ground. Right. Alright. Piece of shit, bro. Who did it? Who's the one who's doing it? Probably the Izix guy. With the retarded ass name. And the high level. That's almost definitely him. I mean, he's just started killing, for God's sake. Hold me now. I'm 6 feet from the edge and I'm thinking maybe 6 feet ain't so far down. He's gonna do it again, watch, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna blow me up again for no reason while I'm trying to get to my car. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's moved. You know what this chicken would be really good with is some gravy. Some nice warm, meaty gravy. Savory gravy. Tastes like beef. Chicken's quite a plain meat. It needs seasoning. It was good with that French traditional bread. That was good. I hope my mic's not too quiet when I'm like talking quietly or normally. I hope it's not too quiet. I don't know. So I can make it louder with the gain thing, but like I don't want it to be too loud that people can't listen to it or whatever. But I don't know because the people who watch my videos don't leave comments, so nobody tells me that it's too quiet, so I just don't increase the volume, I guess. Sassy Mike. That TV series where this sassy thing is from, I hate that shit, bro. There's a guy playing it at a party. It was like 3 a.m. or something. It wasn't really a party. It was like a sleepover thing. They have these things in it called tumors, and they just scream, and it's like extremely loud, high-pitched noise. Jesus Christ. Shit was awful, and people kept asking him to turn it off or turn it down, and he would just say no. He's like, no. What the fuck? What a piece of shit. I hated that shit. Every time I stayed over, I regretted it. Like, every time I stayed over, I was made to regret it. It was like, I regret doing that. They were not great people, bro, really. They weren't great people. It's not like I had other options at the time. When you're in school, your options are basically people you're at school with, like in your class or whatever. Why does it... the skin tastes so good when it's hot, and then like disgusting when it cools down? Who the fuck is blowing me up, bro? Idiot. There's not mods, Redon. I mean, Andy's griefing, right? Like, this is griefing. I wasn't doing anything. I was trying to drive. He's retard. Nice mods. Nice mods. Shut the fuck up. Holy shit. Shut the fuck up. Nice mods. Jesus Christ. This is all they can... all they can say when they lose. They just claim someone's cheating. You're driving a shitty car that takes 1 rocket. My car takes like 3. And you didn't hit me 3 times. Oh, I thought it was gonna take like almost a month to get the PS5. Like he's gonna be shitty and resentful toward me for no reason, right? Literally. I thought it was gonna take like a month. He died. What an idiot. I thought it was gonna take like a month to get the PS5, but they're actually sending it out today. Not today, but I got an email saying they're sending it out. So that's cool. Why would you spawn him so close to me, bro? My grandmother's over because my father's putting a... What do you call it? Like a reversing camera in a car. Maybe I should boost the audio. I don't know. I just don't really want to change it for now. He's putting a reversing camera mirror thing in a car. I don't really like most of my relatives very much. I don't... Look... Just being real, I don't really like her that much, to be honest. I don't. I've just got issues with her and stuff. She's like a religious fundamentalist. The side of the family, part of it is Jehovah's Witness. Fuck that shit. They're like super conservative. I hate it. Why does so much of my family have to be religious? Literally. In fact, like the only people who aren't religious, I think, are some that live in Australia, and maybe my brother, and that's it. God, why is this guy fucking bothering me? Jesus Christ. I haven't even done anything. All I did was fight back. What a loser. And I know if I didn't fight back, he'd go easy, easy, and he'd still be coming after me. Like if he killed me, he'd go easy, easy, loser, loser, and then he'd still be coming after me. That's what I was thinking about. It's extreme. It's super predictable. Super predictable. All he does is lie, and including bad faith. Why is this idiot chasing me, bro? Leave me alone. He might be leaving me alone. Wow. Tasty. Chickeny. Why does chicken taste the way it does? Is it like the amino acids and stuff? Is that why it tastes... Or is it like MSG or something? It's like the chemicals and stuff in it. The nutrients. The natural chemicals, not the artificial ones. It made me feel like I would never love again. But when I met you, I felt something I never felt. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. I don't even use ChatGPT that much to really justify spending $40 a month on it, but like, um, at the same time, um, when I use it quite a bit, so I don't want to be running out of the like good prompt engine. It's very smart how they do it, where they let you use it for a period, and then it runs out and it goes back to the normal one. It's like gives you a taster, right? And it resets every day. Bobby Tunde. Guy, High Boy Kell is just graving people, bro. Nice muds. Nice muds. Nice muds. Spiteful, resentful pieces of shit, bro. Maybe I should play like a match of Fortnite or something. I don't know, I'm kind of bored of Fortnite. Sometimes I'm into it, and then sometimes I just quit for a couple of months. That's kind of how I am with GTA a lot as well. I quit GTA for like 2 months. Last year I quit it for like 6 months because this guy pissed me off, and I was like, it's the same bullshit every server. It still is, I just don't really care that much anymore. What did he say? He said something like Mystery Axe is always grafing or something. I can't remember. Mystery Axe is grafing again, and then what did he do? I don't know. He's just harassing me. I think he like might have crashed me or something. Pissed me off, so I just stopped playing. Because it's like, why would I want to deal with that every single day? There's no like redeeming factors, you know? What the fuck? I didn't even get free delivery on this one, bro. Too far away, I think. $5 service fee as well, like holy shit. They already upcharge the prices, like they already charge higher prices. And then that's like, there's a service fee as well. I don't think there even used to be a service fee. I think it was just delivery originally. And just keep adding on more and more fees as time goes on. And decreasing the quality of the app for the people using it. Like, it used to be that they came directly to you. Now they deliver multiple orders. On the way. I'm on my way. I'm on my way. What is that? I don't recognize anything on this. Which of this? Which is the food? Do you eat this? I got no idea, bro. This is way too avant-garde for me. And foreign, I guess. I think that's a Samoan one. Or was it Tonga or Samoa? I don't know. Can you show us? Okay, no. I was gonna say, can you show us more of the food? No, they're not going to. Maybe it's from the teacher OnlyFans. The teacher was doing OnlyFans who used to do piss videos in her classroom, and and people said the classroom smelled like piss, and they blamed it on rats. Jesus Christ, that's crazy, bro. I don't think she even got charged with anything, because apparently, like, she didn't technically break any laws. That's fucking crazy, bro. Holy shit. I think she just got moved to another school or something. Like she just got fired from that one, but was allowed to continue teaching. I swear women get away with so much shit, bro. It's fucking crazy. I'm pretty sure she wasn't charged with anything. That shit's crazy, bro. Filming like adult content, sexual content in a children's classroom while you're a teacher there when the kids aren't in it and pissing in the room is fucking crazy, bro. Like on the floor and shit. Jesus Christ. Like, that's crazy. I know that shit happens though, because you can see it online. People doing that kind of stuff at work is like a whole category. Teachers is a whole category. I mean, for God's sake. Teachers, nurses, all that shit. Why do they say barrister instead of just lawyer? Doesn't it mean lawyer? Or is barrister just someone who works with law? A type of lawyer, courtroom advocacy and litigation. It's a type of lawyer. Arguing cases in courts and tribunals, drafting legal pledgings, researching the law, giving legal opinions. Oh. Whoops. How do I spell that wrong? Alright. Goody quad. Give money. So many beggars in this fucking game, bro. Just do a Kaya Barika. Put in the work. Why are they always begging people to money drop and shit? Just do a Kaya Barika. You get like $1 million. Isn't that enough for anything you could need? Greedy ass pieces of shit. I got 2 cars that I use, and I'm satisfied. Why do you need more than that? You literally you literally don't. That's the thing. You don't need more. People are just greedy. They want the shitty ass cars with all the retarded ass, you know, and they go around and drift. All these hundreds of thousands on mods and shit for their cars. And all they do is drive around and drift, and they take one rocket and blow up. It's fucking stupid. And they're like, oh, look at my garage. They got like 100 cars. For what? What do you have like 100 cars for? They're all worse than my one car. They all take fewer damage, take less damage. They don't have rockets. There are 2 good cars in the game, or maybe 3. It's the Deluxo, the Toreador, and the Duke of Death. You don't need anything else. And Monty Tech is just trash anyway. That stuff sucks. It's just sports cars, but they're not even as fast as it says. People are just greedy, seriously. It's just greedy. They just want to show off. Instead of play properly. If you're playing properly, drive something like this. For real. Drive something like this. Ah. It's a lost. I like left, it's good. Diet is cool as well. It's only got like a couple grams of sugar per 1.5 liters. It's only 3 grams of sugar in this whole bottle, bro. Why do people always say books as if you can't learn otherwise? I'm biased. Reading is hard for me. Focused work is like drains me mentally when I don't have much to start with. It's fucking bullshit because it used to be so easy. I used to read a book every week. Like, I used to be reading a book reading a book. It would take me longer than a week sometimes, obviously. But I would be reading a book, like, I would be reading every day. Reading books every day. Like non-fiction. Come closer. Why is there a Korean area in this city? Is that a thing in Los Angeles? There's a Korean area, but there's no Chinese area. I find that surprising. Aren't there a lot of Chinese people on the West Coast? Interesting. Miami gonna be so good, bro. What's it called? Vice City. My org name is Vice. I didn't even know it was gonna be Vice City. I just called it Vice because I think Vice is cool. That's my... Oh, that's my, yeah, organization, is that right? It's gonna be so good, bro. I'm gonna have to get used to controller. That'll be interesting. Nom 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 nom. What? What partners? What does this mean? I don't care, whatever. India's mighty to visit New Zealand this month. What for? For what? I don't like them. I don't like them. I want to like India stuff so much, and look, there are Indian people I know, like, in real life. Not necessarily personally, but I do like them. But there's just a lot of shit related to the country, honestly. It's conservative and shit, like, not in a good way either. Not in a good way. Like, you say China's conservative, but it seems to be like a protective role there. I think India's just regressive overall, because it's not really progressive in any regard. It's backward in like every regard, and that's why they're not doing very well. They only make money or like have growth simply because well, because there's so much opportunity for growth. That's the only reason. It's because they're so poor and have so many people, you kind of can't make money. You kind of can't not make money, right? I don't like this system though. I'm not a fan of Hinduism. I like atheism. I'm not a fan of the Indian government or the government style. I think it's a bit stupid. I want to like them though. I want to like them, but yeah, well, there's a lot of factors that means I probably shouldn't. Really. Still, there are other groups that are worse, obviously. My interactions with people from India have largely been nice. India, Sri Lanka, largely nice people. Some of them are pieces of shit. I mean, it's a bit mixed. But the main concern is that, like, a lot of them are very conservative. That's kind of the main concern. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's, like, an issue. Hmm. Like, East Asians are conservative as well, but they're also progressive in some regards. Like, some of it is conservatism that might be, like, slightly an improvement over the laissez-faire white system that we have. Not really, but also possibly. possibly has its benefits, if you know what I mean. Mm. Like, it's not that, I think I know quite a couple of, like, good Indian people in New Zealand, people of Indian descent. I don't really have, like, this, there's just, like, massive prejudice against them in the West these days. I think that's absurd. I don't think that they deserve it. I don't think that they deserve that at all. Um, yeah, but I kind of get the impression with the culture doesn't like people like me very much, in a sense. Um, because they're so conservative, they don't really like people like me very much. But they also act nicer. I feel like they're nicer about it to a degree. I feel like they're like nicer about not liking me, as opposed to a lot of New Zealand whites will just be like fucking in your face about it, and they'll be like super like offensive about the fact that they don't like you. I hate that shit. They're not even the New Zealand whites aren't even respectful to people when they don't like you. They just fucking like talk a whole lot of shit and harass you and stuff. Whereas I think if like Indians don't like you, they kind of just leave you alone. You know, that's like the Asian collectivist thing to do. If they don't like you, they like cut you off and just leave you alone instead of harassing you and talking shit and all that. Whereas white people will harass you and talk shit a lot. Especially the like non-religious white, like especially the like, you know, the ones who haven't gone to religious schooling and stuff. I feel like in religious schooling that people are more indirect sometimes, but the ones who haven't been through that, they're very direct about like, I don't like you. That's what they say to you, right? They treat you like shit, especially if they're anonymous, because they don't feel like there'll be any consequences, and largely there aren't because their culture doesn't punish them for it. Their culture doesn't see that as a bad thing to do, to like trash people and talk shit about them. It also doesn't see that you should treat everyone with a general level of respect, at least especially if you're online. They don't feel like that's the case, like they don't need to do that, right? Like if we go over here and we look at India versus China, right? I'm so fucking tired, bro. I didn't sleep enough. Less individualist, but less long term. Yeah. I feel like this can be a bit suffocating, you know? Sometimes. What do you mean they have... How does a low score mean they have both? What? Okay. I kinda like restraint. I kinda do. Sometimes. But I think people should be allowed to express themselves as well. But people who are like extremely unrestrained, I mean, it's gross, isn't it? It can be gross when it's like all the time. And when it gives you the impression that like, oh, this person actually like literally can't control themselves, you know? Not that it's like limited to one area or they just do it here or where it's appropriate or any of that. Like as in like literally this person like can't control themselves type shit. And they just are like, you know, that's like a general rule. That's if that's like the general rule for someone, they tend to be pretty awful to be around because they just do whatever they like. I might seem a bit unrestrained, but I'm actually quite a lot more restrained than a lot of people here. I just choose to be more expressive when I'm online and stuff, but if I'm actually interacting with people in real life, I'm significantly more restrained than the average person here, than the average New Zealand white, and obviously Polynesian, because Polynesians are even less restrained than white people are. And the New Zealand whites fucking hate me for it, bro. They hate you for it. Because it's like, oh, you like stuck up, oh, you're so cold, blah, blah, blah. I just don't like being excessive. Seriously. You won't catch me being excessive unless I'm experimenting with it, right? I don't choose to be excessive because it doesn't represent who I am as a person. It doesn't reflect who I am on the inside. I'm not a chaotic, you know, chaotic, like hyper, full of energy and all of that. That's not what I'm like, right? So if I'm expressing myself normally, people say you're not saying enough, you're not expressing enough. Well, I'm expressing as much as I feel like doing, right? Why is that a problem for people? And there's social anxiety, but like when I'm on stream, I express about as much as I feel like. I think of it like I'm talking to myself or something, basically. Like I'm not like I'm recording myself to watch for me to watch it back. I don't really do it for other people, you know. Well, I kind of do. I kind of imagine like a an audience that actually likes watching my stuff, but I know that that doesn't actually exist. So it's more like I just express myself like I would if I were talking to myself, like for me to watch it back, kind of thing. It's like a diary or a journal. It's like when you write notes to yourself, but you record yourself saying stuff, kind of thing. But also, I also like people can watch it. That's the point of publishing it publicly, is that people can watch it. And you do kind of think of having an audience to a degree, in a sense. Yeah, I don't know, could be. Look at that shit, bro. Crazy big differences here. Here, and here. Big ass differences. New Zealand, way more indulgent. Like, 3 times as indulgent. It's like, what is that? Like a quarter? It's like a quarter as much power distance. So, like, super egalitarian. Um, Taiwan's here, that's weird. Different. That's weird that it's so different. And then New Zealand is way more individualist. It's like another third as much individualized. Like, East Asians are conservative as well, but I feel like they're not as bad as Indians are in general. Again, I'm not talking about all of them. I know it's like diverse, but I feel like people from it's like India and that kind of area are usually a lot more conservative than East Asians are, which is kind of hard to understand because it's like, well, does it produce results? No. uh, no. Is it producing results? Are they doing really well off of it? Are they like, if they got like massive growth like China had a couple decades ago? No, they don't have massive growth like China had. They have, big growth, but big compared to the West, but it's not like, I don't think it's as big as China's used to be. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But I don't think it's hitting China numbers as a, because they don't run the Chinese system. See, China numbers is like, look at this shit. When did they, it's like 1990s, right? I mean, they're close to China numbers, right? If we ignore that one, we got 13, 13, 10, 7. That, it does go down to 7.7. 8.6, 8.3, 10, 11, 12, 14, 9, 10, 9, 7, 6. This is like the end of it. So, I mean, China now is like, India now is like China post the boom. It's like, almost, you got these retards saying, oh, guys, India's the next China. No, it's not. They're not similar at all. They're literally not similar at all. Look at this shit. Had they had higher, or is this high? No, this is the high. This is the high, bro. This is like the highest they've had. Excluding COVID-19, they're not hitting the same numbers. It caps at like 8. What's the highest number in the last 20 years? Excluding COVID-19, 8.5. Okay? China, during its boom, was hitting like a 10 average, bro. Probably higher than a 10 average. Hey, look at this shit. How do I get the average? I don't know if you can. Look at this shit, bro. Right? And India, up and down, up and down, up and down, because it's fucking unstable, because it's a fucking democracy. It's a stupid ass anarchistic democracy. Goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Look at this shit. Then they're not even averaging like 7 or 8. Every couple of years it collapses down to 5, climbs back up, collapses to 3, collapse to 3.8, collapse to 4, like 3.8, 4.8, 4, 6.8, 6.5. What is it? It's like in the last couple years 7.6, 7.2, 7.1, 7.6. It's not hitting the same numbers, right? 7.6 is like China post boom, and then it declines after that, okay? China needs to look for new frontiers, bro, because that's not great. They're declining like that. Look at this roller coaster, bro. It's awful. As opposed to strong and stable China. Strong and stable. This is like, this looks like they're on drugs. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. India's not the next China, bro. China's an exception. Because I have good government. Tasty. Look at this, 2008. I was gonna say it barely made a difference. It did make a difference, but... Hmm. Fucking hell. During COVID-19, they lost 5.8%. Holy shit, look at the decline. 2020. I said 2020, right? Yeah, COVID-19, that's right. Look at this nice little curve, bro. Look at this. Look, I know it trends downward, but is this not a nice stable line? Nice stable decline and increase. Nice and stable. Minus, this was the Americans' fault. That was the Americans fucking with the economics so badly that a lot of the countries in the world financial things became terrible. Nice and stable. Look at this. That's what it's like, bro. It's awful. It's fucking awful. Look at this shit. Is this stable? No. There's nothing stable about this. How does it go from 7.7 one year? That was the financial crisis. But even here, 2010 it was 8.5%. 2011 it was 5.2. How did they lose 3% in a year? And they only reached that next... It takes them 5 years to gain it back again. Look at this. Starting in 1990, we go, oh, uh-oh. What? Oh. Getting better, getting better, getting better. Collapse. Better, collapse. A little bit better, collapse. A little bit worse. A lot better. Stays the same, stays the same, stays little decline, collapse. That was the Americans' fault. I say it's relative collapse because it's like a big decline, right? Why is it like this? Because it's like fucking anarchy, right? Because, like, what does the government even do? What does the Indian government even do, bro? They're so hands-off, it's insane. The Indian government literally just lets the Indian people take care of shit. That's what they do. They just let the people take care of it. There's like, it's the opposite of like Chinese leadership. The Chinese leadership is very hands-on, and the Indian leadership is very hands-off. That's why it's so unstable. Which path would you rather drive, bro? Look at how unstable this is. Holy shit. As opposed to, this is like an extremely clean line for a clean trend for a GDP graph. What's New Zealand's look like? Is it? I think it's more like India than China. This is too beefy. I don't really like it. Yeah, this is like, what the fuck is this? All these democracies and stuff have these like choppy. They're just like declining. It hasn't hit high numbers, or like, it hasn't been, hasn't hit 6 since 1993. Shit, we're on 0.5 last year, bro. 2024 was a recession. This place is a shithole. It was 2024 was worse than COVID-19, bro. This is under the right-wing coalition's leadership. They've made the country worse and worse. It's fucking crazy. They're supposed to be the ones that manage the economy. They're supposed to be, oh, well, we might be really conservative and pieces of shit, but at least we'll manage the economy properly. And they put us in a fucking recession, bro. Come closer, I'll give you all my love. And India really only starts overtaking China after, like, when? Post 2020, basically. Look at this shit. New Zealand consistently worse than both countries. Pretty much consistently worse than both countries. That's fucking stupid. It's literally, if we take away India, look at this shit. There is no point at which, for the last 40 years, where New Zealand GDP has been better, GDP growth rate has been better than China. No point in the last 40 years. It was equal in 2022. That's crazy. Oh, no, actually, China was worse. So, there's only 1 year in the last 40 years that China has been at a lower GDP growth rate than New Zealand has. That's crazy, bro. It's like our government doesn't even try. This is what they say that they care about. They are capitalists. How are the communists doing better at economic growth than the capitalist countries are, bro. Maybe because their policy works. Maybe because their system works. And it does work and we know that it works, bro. Seriously. United States? Why, which color is the United States? United States is like purple or something. United States is the same. It never reaches China level. Jesus, they're actually doing worse than New Zealand on average. That's fucked. Bro, I didn't realize theirs was so bad. That's fucking crazy. But they're not collapsing as much as this country has recently, though. Classic Western countries, right? What's Australia looking like? It's like New Zealand, but a bit more stable. Ah, it doesn't look stable when you put it like that. Whatever they did here, I think this was Deng Xiaoping's reforms. That's like a nice solid level. I know it's declining, but otherwise it's quite nice and solid. Solid growth. It's like consistently higher and it doesn't go up and down. It never reaches below that point, except here. How about Singapore? Singapore is very up and down, actually. That's kind of weird. But they're doing well again. See, they're at 5%. Same as China. So, New Zealand is in a recession. Or it was in a recession. And now it's on like 0.5%. Singapore is on 5%. They're gonna do better in the long term. It seems. It is very up and down, this one. I mean, it's still like, they're not really the same as the Chinese Communist Party leadership is. I don't understand, like, we know that the Chinese system works, right? You can see it working. In China, it's effective. Name a developed country that is doing really well right now. Like, what is it? Maybe like Norway, I don't know. Okay, just Singapore. That is the example. That is the example. That's not strong. 2.2% is tiny. Is it just Singapore? Is it just Singapore? Yo, look at Argentina. Average for the last like 10 years, let's say. Guyana, Ethiopia, Ireland. Ireland's declining now though, isn't it? India. Vietnam. China. Fuck. The fuck? No, I don't want to save it yet. Guess stealing people's land and stuff works. So if we go good developed, relatively developed, we got China, which is like Chinese, communist style, sort of. We got Israel, which is stealing people's land and stuff, and is subsidized by the United States, largely Jewish. We got Iceland. I don't know why Iceland's doing so well. Are they declining though? Yeah, declining. Okay, well the top is Singapore. That's right. Why would you leave Singapore, bro? I know someone who moved from Singapore to New Zealand. Why would you do that? I can't understand why you would do that unless you just wanted more freedom and that's it. Why would you leave Singapore? What the fuck? I can't understand. Maybe it was a religious thing, I don't know. Come closer, get me on my love. Ireland's average GDP was higher, but it's declining. Iceland is declining a lot. A bit. Taiwan's actually doing better recently. A bit better. If we go good scores, and is this a coincidence? If we go good scores and relatively developed countries, 3 of the top, what is this? 3 to 10. It's 10 minus 2. 3 of the top 8 are Chinese. Majority Chinese. With Chinese style culture and variations of Chinese style governance, largely. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they just run their countries well. Seriously, they're not even in the same parts of the world. Singapore is in Southeast Asia. I would say this is largely the reason why Singapore has been so successful, is because of the quality of the majority of the people that live there. Has produced good quality leadership and good systems that lead to high economic growth. What's New Zealand's been over the last decade? 2.5, which is what? It's like almost a whole point, a whole percentage point lower. Which is like almost a third lower. Sort of, I'm not very good at maths, so I think it's about a third. Like a third, it's like almost 30% less. The New Zealand economy has like performed like 30% less well than the Singaporean economy. Even though they're both developed countries, and you say, oh, isn't that kind of weird? Why does the Singaporean system seem to work so well? And why does the New Zealand system not work as well? Aren't they both democracies? Aren't they both capitalist countries? Yeah, but they do it differently. See, the thing is, Singapore is a democracy, technically, but they've never had another party in leadership. That's also a capitalist country, but at the same time has heavy state ownership, and the state takes an active role in how the economy develops. They don't do that here. They don't do either of those things here, and you suffer as a result. Right? It's a failure. This system doesn't work. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. Singapore is actually improving. Look at this shit. They're actually doing better on average in the last 3 years, or 2 out of the last 3, than they have. No, wait. No, this is. They're doing better on average in half the last 4 years. That's it. Whereas I think we can say New Zealand is declining. All the last three data points are lower than the average of the last 10 years. China seems to be declining as well, in a sense. And these are close, but they're not heading at. It is declining. I mean, no one's going to deny that, are they? China is in decline. They're not hitting the same percentage points as they used to be. See? Starts the decade 7, 7, 7.7, 7.4, 7, 6.7, 6.8, 6.7, 6. It goes down to 2, COVID-19, 2.3. Goes back up to 8.5, down to 3.1, up to 5.3, down to 5, down to 3.9. I mean, it's kind of constant decline. What is Singapore? 4.8, 3.9, 2.9, 3.7, 4.7, 3.4, 1.3, minus 3.8, 9.7, 4.1, 1.8, 4.3, 2. So, how about Taiwan? 2.4, 4.7, 1.4, 2.1, 3.6, 2.9, 3.0, 3.4, 6.7, 2.6, 1.1, 4.2, 2.8. Holy shit, look at this fucking shit. 2015 went up 24%. 2017 went up 10%. 2021 went up 16%. What the fuck? I think it's because it's a tax haven or something. I don't know. Like, Ireland on paper is getting richer, but the people who actually live there aren't. It's kind of absurd. Is it a coincidence that both China and Taiwan do well, for example? The China does well, Taiwan does well, Singapore does well. Is that a coincidence? You know? I don't think so. I think it's because Chinese people are effective at leading countries and running countries. I think that they make good citizens and stuff. I think that's just reality. High economic growth, high safety, very stable. What else can you ask for? High safety, high economic growth, and high stability. What more can you ask for? It's safe, it's getting better all the time, and it's stable. What else? What more can you ask for? That sounds like ideal. That's like the best. Like, what else would you have? Like, people want excitement or something. Like, I think that's stupid. These are great places. Highlights. Highlights. Highlight. And these countries are in like the top 75 in the world, bro. For economic growth over the last decade. Top 75 in the world. China is 16th, no, 15th. Right? It's just better, bro. And this is the logic I've developed, and the logic consistently finds itself to be reasonable. The seriously, the countries are a reflection of the people, and the people make the country great. And these countries that are great because of the people that live there. That's reality. Why do we ignore it? I don't think it's a coincidence that all three of these relatively developed or developed countries with high economic growth that aren't declining and aren't like otherwise exploitative. 3 out of the couple are Chinese, a majority Chinese people. That's not a coincidence. And the exceptions are like Lithuania and Iceland. I don't know about Lithuania and Iceland. I don't know why Lithuania is doing well. Fucking hell. Highly skilled. Yeah, whatever. Ugh. Singapore, Taiwan, China. Living in one of these countries would be a great bet, bro. I don't think the Taiwanese would let me live there given my opinions on China-Taiwan relations though. Which is unfortunate because I actually agree with them on some things. It's just, I happen to be pro-China at the same time. So, it's unfortunate that it has to be like that. That you have to pick a side, but that's how it is. These are like existential questions for some people. They were debating the existence of a state, whether it's justified or not, whether it should be part of a larger country. I don't really agree with... Look, Taiwan can have their independence so long as they can defend it. That's obviously like realpolitik. But at the same time, if China took it over, I wouldn't feel bad. Like, I think that would be a fair thing for them to do, to be honest. Oh, I feel sick. 中文。I should learn Chinese in school, bro. My parents complained to the doctor, and I got a another gastroenterologist referral. Seriously. Why is it what? But we don't have health insurance anymore. How's that gonna get paid for? This beef needs more spice in it. State-led industrial policies, heavy investment in human capital, export-oriented growth models. Hong Kong's the other one. Okay. Not necessary. Not necessary at all. Guy's a total loser. I just avoided killing him. How does he repay me? He kills me anyway. What a retard. Guy's such a retard, bro. He's gonna come and do it again. Look, and my fucking car isn't spawning. Where the fuck is it? Where's my car? I'm getting crashed. I'm getting fucking crashed. Okay. This is shit ass game. Lee Kuan Yew did that, bro. Lee Kuan Yew did all that shit. After his son took over and did the rest of it, right? Pretty much. Hong Kong not doing that well. The average woman doesn't look like that, bro. Looks interesting. And to think, I just had my car and then this Os Malaga guy had to blow it up. For no fucking reason. Now we can't get our cars back. Because some modder is stopping it. Fuck this guy, bro. Someone blow up his bike so we can't grief anymore. Fucking lame ass loser that just tosses a C4 sticky brick at your car. And blows you up with it. That was him. People aren't very social on social media anymore. It's all like cut off and stuff. It's gonna crash again. We gotta crash. Yeah, there it is. Holy shit. I gotta play for like all of 5 minutes. Both times. Make a chameleon. Or Life is Strange too, I'm not sure. That's not brutal, bro. His whole arm was across it. And his hip. Haha, offside's an offside, bro. You're either offside or you're not. That's how it is. That's how offsides work, bro. You're either offside or you're not. Wow, we kicked, mate. I feel sick. I'm gonna get off and go on my phone.